bored. Sailor Day's story is about Isabella, and it contains one of the most important lessons I've learned in 40 years at sea. Sometimes the wisest navigators don't come from naval academies, but from quietly observing the ocean's whispers. Picture 16-year-old Isabella, broom in hand, sweeping the decks of her father's small fishing boat, while the seasoned captains with their fancy diplomas studied charts and electronic instruments. Isabella was studying something far more valuable: the ocean itself. She noticed patterns the experts missed because they were too busy being experts to actually see. She saw how certain seabird behaviors predicted storms 3 days in advance. How the specific shade of blue at dawn indicated the richest fishing grounds. How the way dolphins played revealed underwater currents that charts couldn't capture. The experienced captains laughed. Superstition, they called it. Old wives' tales. But Isabella kept her ocean diary, recording every observation with the patience of someone who understood that true wisdom can't be rushed. Then came the storm that changed everything. The meteorological reports predicted clear skies, but Isabella saw the signs the computers missed: the unusual gathering of seabirds inland, the specific formation of clouds that looked like fish scales, the way the waves whispered secrets about pressure changes. She warned the fleet's commander, who dismissed her with a condescending smile. But her father listened. He trusted his daughter's quiet wisdom over the loud confidence of experts. That night, the unpredicted typhoon hit with ferocity that surprised everyone except Isabella. Her intuition saved their entire operation, while the experts who relied solely on technology lost boats, equipment, and credibility. In that moment, the fleet learned what I've always believed: the ocean speaks to those willing to listen, not just to those who know how to read instruments. What Isabella discovered was ont magic. It was a system of observation and intuition that anyone can develop. I call it ocean literacy, learning to read nature's signs like pages in an open book. First, observational patience. Isabella didn't just look, she truly saw. She could spend hours watching wave patterns, understanding that each ripple told a story about wind, current, and weather systems interacting in complex dances. Second, pattern recognition beyond the obvious. She connected seemingly unrelated events. Certain seaweed blooms meant specific fish migrations were happening. Dolphin behavior indicated underwater topography that charts couldn't capture. Even the way salt crystallized on the rails predicted humidity changes that affected fishing conditions. Third, intuitive trust. She learned to trust her observations, even when they contradicted conventional wisdom or technological predictions. This required courage. The courage to believe in what she saw rather than what she was told she should see. Fourth, applied wisdom. She turned her observations into actionable strategies that consistently outperformed the most advanced fishing technology. Her ability to predict fish movements based on ocean conditions became legendary along the coast. Today, Isabella commands the most profitable fishing fleet on the entire coast. Her boats consistently bring in catches that outperform others by 30%. Her secret: she reads the ocean with the same reverence and attention that her ancestors did, combining ancient wisdom with modern understanding. The lesson for all of us: in our own lives, we're surrounded by oceans of information that we often ignore because we're too busy following conventional wisdom or relying on technology. What patterns are you missing? What intuitive knowledge are you dismissing because it doesn't come from experts? Start your own observation journal today. Notice the small patterns in your industry, your relationships, your personal growth. Trust your intuition when it contradicts popular opinion. The greatest innovations often come from those willing to see what others overlook. Next week, we'll explore navigating through fog, those times when the path ahead is unclear and intuition becomes your most valuable compass. Until then, may your observations be sharp and your courage to trust them even sharper. Fair winds and following seas, sailor. Remember, sometimes the quietest voices speak the deepest truths.